On the Raiders Rundown, we will talk about training camp and the fact that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be in pads tomorrow. We have some updates from practice today and some words on a presser that happened with Brandon Parker. Now, right off the top, we have Vernon Butler, the defensive tackle, back practicing today after missing a week of training camp, according to Tashawn Reed of The Athletic. And we also have tons more stories on Tyron Johnson, Jonathan Abram, and much more. Remember to like this video if you haven't already and subscribe to the Raiders Rundown for more Raiders content. I don't have my A+ setup right now because I am actually in the process of moving out of state and I will be getting married on Wednesday. So pretty intense stuff going on. Kind of hard to have an elite setup right now. But Vernon Butler, back practicing today. What does that mean for the Las Vegas Raiders? Well, I think it means a lot, considering the fact that Jonathan Hankins is still on the physically unable to perform list, along with Bilal Nichols. Now, I don't think Vernon Butler was meant to be a type of substitute for somebody like Bilal Nichols. I think his prototype is a little more closer to a nose tackle like Jonathan Hankins. But depending on Jonathan Hankins' status, we really could maybe see a lot of Vernon Butler in the future. Time will tell, but I do not think Neil Farrell Jr. will be the starting nose tackle right away. That's why you bring back somebody like Jonathan Hankins to have your bases covered there. But it's going to be really interesting to see what happens once the pads come on, because you're going to get a clear view of how talented these guys really are. It's not all about football IQ. It's all about that physical stuff just as well. But another report that happened was from Paul Gutierrez of ESPN. Talked about a big play that happened today, and there's another big play we're going to talk about just a little bit later, but the DBs are looking good, but also the wide receivers. We're often wondering who's going to be the number 2 outside wide receiver. Right now, it does look like Demarcus Robinson and Mac Hollins, the comedy guy, the guy who everybody thinks is hilarious, Mac Hollins, the character, the former team captain with the Miami Dolphins last year. He looks like he's in line to get that number 2 outside wide receiver spot, but we still have probably 5 or 6 roster spots for the wide receiver room. Going to be very important, especially when you need something like speed, something that Tyron Johnson possesses, has that quick electric speed that you saw last year returning kick returns towards the end of the season, and now he's making plays over, unfortunately, Jonathan Abram. He caught a big pass today against Jonathan Abram, beat him on a deep ball down the middle from QB Derek Carr. So Tyron Johnson getting some reps with QB number 1, Derek Carr. Huge pickup, and then it got a little heated towards the end. I mean, Abram tackled Tyron Johnson, his teammate, and Tyron Johnson did a celebration which gained a flag from the ref, unsportsmanlike conduct, right? So Tyron Johnson getting pumped up. Unfortunately, he is beating Jonathan Abram in coverage. This is just one play that we saw. Who knows about all the other plays that they're not mentioning here? Let's just be fair. Let's just be honest. Paul Gutierrez, all these people, they're going to talk about some highlights, but we don't know every single play that happens in camp. We don't know if the 3 plays prior, Abram broke up the pass. Who knows, right? This is just word of mouth, what these beat reporters are saying, and what they're saying is Tyron Johnson made a big play on Jonathan Abram, and it got a little aggressive. But interesting to see him get some reps with QB number 1, Derek Carr, and interesting to see if he could make the 53-man roster. And I think he's going to get a lot of reps in preseason. We'll find out real quick who's going to be, that 5th or 4th wide receiver on the depth chart, maybe 6. Maybe if we keep 6, who knows? DJ Turner and Dylan Stoner will also be in the mix there as well. And another thing that's in the mix is the injury status on some of our players. Zamir White has not been seen at practice by Tashawn Reed. Now, it is a possibility that he is working inside the building, but he has not been seen 3 times by Tashawn Reed of The Athletic at practice, and it does feel like now that we're getting closer to week 1 that it's going to be the Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake show. Kenyon Drake came off the physically unable to perform list, and then you're probably going to have Brandon Bolden in the mix as well. Obviously, this guy is teaching the scheme from New England to the Raiders to the rest of the running backs. Probably going to be the spell back for Drake and Josh, and then Zamir White's going to be that 4th running back on the roster when he's healthy. I mean, here's the thing. They do not have to really disclose specific injuries at this point. Not until we get closer to week 1 will they have to disclose injuries mandated by the rules in the NFL. So we don't really know what exactly is happening. We talked about the collision between Teamer and Jonathan Abram just the other day. Happened yesterday at practice. And Jonathan Abram's okay. Obviously, he's getting some reps against Tyron Johnson. But Teamer was not seen at practice today by Tashawn Reed. So Maybe something's going on with him. We got rid of Dallin Levitt. He was recently signed by the Green Bay Packers. So we do need that safety depth. So hopefully Teamer could come back. And he really is a funny character. There's him at Top Golf with the rest of the team. He was on Instagram filming and talking and messing around with a lot of players. Really funny character, Roderick Teamer. And he made some great plays for us down the stretch when Jonathan Abram was injured and wasn't able to play. So hopefully these guys get back, and hopefully Zamir White can get back as well so he can get his rookie season and introduction into the NFL started. By the way, there were some other plays being made on the field, not just by Tyron Johnson, but from the DBs as well. I did not include this today, but Vincent Bosignor of the Las Vegas Review-Journal also said the DBs have made some decent plays and really impressed despite the fact that they do not have Trayvon Mullen right now. Trayvon Mullen has not been out there on the field. We're not sure exactly what's happening with him. We know he had foot surgery about a few months ago. So time will tell, but Anthony Averett, Rocky Sin, Duran Harmon, these guys are doing great. Duran Harmon, safety, picked off quarterback Jarrett Stidham, former New England Patriot, and also Rocky Sin made a pretty good pass breakup on Hunter Renfrow when covering Hunter Renfrow. So great to see. Jarrett Stidham, unfortunately, had the INT, but hopefully he'll bounce back for this opening preseason game, August 4th, which don't you forget it, man. Turn on your notifications so you know when I'm going live. You know when I'm dropping a video. And we will be back to our regular setup with our green screen, all of our cool stuff, and our cool microphones back on the preseason game. Check us out live, play-by-play, me and Hotspot Audrey, breaking down what's going on with the preseason game and having some fun times hanging out with Raider Nation. But hopefully these guys continue to make some plays. Rocky Sin, looking like we're probably going to have, something like Rocky Sin, something like Anthony Averett on the outside along with Nate Hobbs. And be sure to check out my other video I have on Damon Arnett. He was arrested today. We'll be talking more about that in a different video. But like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the Raiders Rundown for more Raiders content. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.